paper magic will survive like the heat death of the universe, and will...
Oh, it's a smuggler's copter. Would you like to crew this? And then it crashes because they don't understand arithmetic.
All your cards belong to me.
2 minutes into macing him in the eyeballs, I switched to pepper spray. He's like, it's all right, refreshing. And went back to the mace.
Magic is dying. I'm done. Selling everything.
I might be a hoarder. And yes,
I don't have the crayons or glue to explain this to you right now.
What, are you gonna die twice?
Oil will be worthless before magic cards will.
well, okay, Dr. Man.
That's Mr. Dr. Professor Jason.
So I think this card kind of looks like ass, but the art is really cool.
Yeah, it really shows how far we've come from textless cryptic command, like, as a society.
Like, the NPR border, I actually do have nostalgia for, but I think it just, like, on a new card, it feels weird.
The serial feels out of, like, doesn't feel like it fits on the card.
Yeah, it feels like they maybe should have, like, shrunk it down or repositioned that bottom arch to
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
make it not feel just like a stamp. I mean, it probably, manufacturing-wise, is just a stamp, but...
It is really cool, though, to have a recall throwback on a card with Ancestral Recall printed on it, or, in this case, not printed on it.
Agreed. And on that note, everybody, welcome to Brainstorm Brewery. As you can see, we are talking about Strixhaven today and how it is right around the corner. Now, just a couple of weeks away. And we are going to be checking out the most recent previews and everything else going on. By the way, we recorded some after hours before this, so make sure to check that out. Brainstorm Brewery here. As always, I'm Corbin, joined by DJ and Liz. And this week, it's a special guest. It's JJ, straight from the Joe Rogan Sauna Experience, if you're watching on YouTube.
The Joe Rogan Sauna Experience is what I call the RNC.
It's a bunch of sweaty white men all talking
We
about
get
their
political on
feelings.
this cast. We're not afraid of it.
We're just asking questions.
We're speaking truth to power at all times. And sometimes that truth to power is that Corbin needs to get the back here and record the podcast.
Let's talk about Strixhaven, y'all. We have a handful of spoilers from it so far. The pre-release is in 3 weeks, I believe, as you're listening to this, first week of April. I think this probably tells you everything you need to know about the set. The card Mathemagics, maybe JJ can put it up on screen. If you like this card, I think you're going to love Strixhaven. And if you hate this card, I think you're not a fun person. And also, you might not like Strixhaven. For those who don't know, Mathemagics. Target player draws 2 to the X power cards. And then it has a handy list of some of the common X powers you might be able to pay.
My
I think
favorite
it's
part of
awesome.
this is that it's common ones. So there is a point where you might need a calculator in order to figure out how many cards you get to draw.
I feel like if you need a calculator, like, how many cards do you have in your deck at that point? Like, are you
It's true.
Battle of Witsing? If you're Battle of Witsing,
Battle
you're
of
smart
Witsing
enough.
plus this card.
If you're playing Battle of Wits, you're smart enough that you are a human calculator and you do not need the use of technology.
Fair.
In my experience, it's not the sharpest tools in the shed that play Battle of Wits.
I have to
It's
agree.
the most whimsical. Like, intelligence has nothing to do with it. It's all about whimsy.
Yeah, they want a different experience every time they play their Battle of Wits deck.
Right. They are novelty chasers.
Exactly. And why not? After you've been grinding the events forever, you may as well. And there is 1 or 2 pros out there who will tell you that between this month and this month of this year, Battle of Wits was totally the best deck in Extended.
I mean, didn't
They will
Huey
say-
top 8 a GP with Battle of Wits?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I believe so.
It's kind of like me screaming about how Merfolk was the best deck in Historic for a month 3 years ago.
It was the best deck in
Card
Legacy for a
seats.
very brief period.
Yeah, there you go. It's fun. But there was, I remember a period in time where it was like a real, like people were like truly brewing it in Extended, being like, this is actually like the deck we want to play. I may be mixing up Extended formats, but it was fun. In that time period, like there were multiple people I'd run into at events trying to play it. All right, let's talk a little more about Strixhaven. Yeah, if you like Mathemagics and drawing cards to the X power, this set's for you because it's all about going to school or something like that. Now, if you weren't around for the first Strixhaven or don't remember, it is a reimagined take on color pairs, basically. So instead of Ravnica guilds, we have Strixhaven schools in different colors. And to me, I remember this set coming out, and I remember being blown away by red-white, which we're used to as the color of turn small guy sideways real fast, being the spell colors. They want you to cast big spells, instants, and sorceries. That was the entire focus of red-white. And it felt like, I don't know if planar chaos is the right comparison, but it felt very different.
Yeah,
I think it was.
red-white was graveyard stuff, not spells.
Yeah. Red-white was graveyard stuff, a little bit of artifact things. A lot of Strixhaven stuff is what are the tertiary things this color pair can do, because Red-white primary is like making creatures, making tokens, burn spells, indestructible occasionally, stuff like that. But also, white does graveyard stuff sometimes, red does artifact stuff sometimes. Blue-green, I think, was still kind of mostly the same stuff. It was like copying spells, which is very blue, and then also like +1/+1 counters, which is very green. Green-black was still just tokens and graveyard stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, green-black didn't really necessarily. I remember red-white being the one that really felt like it was doing something different.
Black-white was like combat tricks, I think, or some form of like more of a tricky like instants and sorceries mattering kind of thing.
And blue-red was like playing your biggest spell possible. They actually,
yeah. So
which one of the spoilers today is a card that has a riff on Epic called Paradigm.
Yeah, I'm excited for that card. I built a Hidetsugu, the Heartless deck recently, and or Devouring Chaos. Hidetsugu, Devouring Chaos, the one that plays big spells, and I am excited for this card.
Yeah, and if you'll remember, Strixhaven brought us Magecraft on a handful of cards across colors. I'm looking at like Lorehold Apprentice, but also Quandrix Pledge Mage, so that gives you 4 of the colors right there with access to the ability. And then I'm trying to remember there was one particular, was this Chain of Smog that comboed with Lily with Professor Onyx or whatever?
You target yourself infinite number of times with Witherbloom 2-mana Dina, I think.
Witherbloom Apprentice, I believe, is the card that comboed the Chain of Smog.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Why is Ral Zarek black in this set?
That's not Ral Zarek, it's Tomic.
Yeah, DJ. Get it right.
What?
So anyway, yeah, it's a sort of a fun...
He married into it. Right? Like,
married into
literally married someone Orzhov.
It's a fun setting for a Magic set. It's a fun take on 2 color pairs that... And not to be a downer, but I do feel like Ravnica's kind of been played out at this point. They went back to it for MKM, and they juiced the set with Surveil lands, and that's great, but most people don't even know it's on Ravnica. Is sort of having drafted it last night with 9 other people. Most people didn't even know it was on Ravnica. People still think it has. One guy goes, I thought this had to do with vampires. And I was like, God damn.
Well, yeah, everyone knows it's murders at Karlov Manor.
Markov is what you're going for there, JJ. Yes. It was ridiculous. So, Strixhaven, though, feels fresh and new and cool and fun.
They're bringing back the Mystical Archives, and I can only hope that they have fixed the etch foiling. Again, for those of you who were too young to remember original Strixhaven, first of all, die. Second of all, like
after you though,
the original Strixhaven had an etched foil treatment that was just barely on the border of the card to count as etched foil, almost indistinguishable from a regular Magic card. I hope that they chose player satisfaction over continuity, and a lot of the Mystical Archive cards look very, very cool. Force of Will is the most valuable one we've seen so far, in the same line as Demonic Tutor. I imagine that one will be the most expensive.
Isn't Vampiric Tutor also up there with Force of Will in price too?
Oh, is Vamp Tutor getting one in this set?
Oh yeah, it looks dope. Here, I'll send it to y'all.
Vampiric Tutor historically a little bit more expensive than Force of Will, so yeah, probably.
Yeah, this one also looks good.
They are
Oh yeah.
premium. Now, if the printing, like, it's all about how the printing looks. Like, the art is just
Right.
phenomenal for all of the archives, but we'll see how they print out.
These look excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they feel just very different than what you're. I mean, I guess maybe that's not true anymore. They feel like a set treatment, I guess, now. But when the first archive came out, this frame and everything was very unique.
So let's talk about, say, Force of Will. In the past 3 months, the card, I'm looking at the Dominaria Remastered version, is sort of the, I assume, cheapest but most recently printed version. The card's gone from about 60 to 65 up to somewhere between 70 and 80. If I'm looking at the original Alliances version, it's actually climbed from about 55 to 60 up to almost 80 as well. Over the past, I guess maybe the past 6 months, it's gone from 60 to almost 80. What do we think a reprint like this actually does to the price, if anything? Keep in mind, we've had Dominaria Remastered, Double Masters, Eternal Masters, and that's it as far as major printings go.
It's been a hot minute since we've gotten a Force of Will reprint. Like, Dominaria Remastered was 3 years ago-ish, I think.
It was a while ago.
And-
yeah.
Before that, it was
2023. It
Double
was
Masters?
Double Masters, and that was also a long time ago.
It all depends
the
on the
player
print.
base has grown.
It all depends on the print run of these. Last time we got these Mystical Archives, pretty much all of them did tank the price of their original card for the most part. There were some exceptions to that, but generally speaking, we've seen this kind of reprint for bonus sheet cards tank the price of the regular version to a reasonable degree. Not like into the dirt, but it's definitely I expect you'll be able to find these Force of Wills as the most affordable ones in the market compared to the other sets. I expect.
Do you
Yeah,
think that,
so
like,
go ahead, JJ.
do you think that will still be the case? Like, Force of Will has several significant, like, other printings that are premium, right? Like, you have
Well, I was going to ask about the Amonkhet Invocation, the masterpiece. Is about $350 right now, which is up quite a bit from where it was a year ago. So do we expect it to be more in line with that, or move that price, or more in line with the original?
Last time these Mystical Archives were not, in these specific frames, were not masterpiece level, though. They were not like one per box. You got a reasonable number of them per box. And I'm just basing that on that.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
That makes sense.
What else do we think? So it's all going to be, I guess, spells is the idea for this?
For the Mystical
they're all
Archives?
sorcerers.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I recall, and maybe I'm wrong on this, when they started Masterpieces, they did...
Yes.
Were these the second ones they did? Or the...
So the way original Masterpieces worked is Zendikar Expeditions in 2015,
Yes.
2016 was Lands.
Lands,
Then Kaladesh
and then-
was Artifacts.
Yeah.
And then Amonkhet was supposed to be Instants and Sorceries, I believe, and then they bloated it because they
Yes.
wanted to add the gods, and then they wanted to add Avatar of Woe, and there was just like a whole...
And that's crazy that then very soon that just turned into the list or something, right?
It eventually became Secret Lair, if you want to throw that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I
down.
mean. Like, I'm just thinking about, like, this really brought me back to remembering when they were like, oh, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And they had this idea of, like, there's going to be 4 sets a year and we'll go through the card types with the bonus stuff. And now it's, we live in a very different world from that, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So, it sounds like, to DJ's point, in the collector boosters, or it looks like the rate for a mythic rare mystical archive pull rate is like 7.7%.
Which is much higher than like a...
Agreed. Yeah. You can only get serialized cards in the collector boosters, as you might expect. 2.3% for a Japanese mystical archive card mythic rare. Interesting. Okay.
Now,
that's one in every
set
5 boxes,
runtime,
roughly?
though, is shorter than last time Strixhaven was out, right? Like, people aren't going to be ripping Strixhaven for 3 months, or right? 'Cause,
Well, it
like, when's
remains
the
to be
next release
seen.
after this?
It remains to be seen if we live in a world of 7 set releases a year because more, or if we live in a world of that because they determined that all of the sales from a set come in the first 6 weeks and not the 4 weeks after that, so they don't think they're losing much anyway.
Because the next
There
set
is-
release is Marvel Superheroes in June.
Yeah, go ahead,
Which
Liz.
is almost a full 2 months out from Strixhaven.
That's true.
More breathing
That does
than
feel-
usual, I will say.
It feels like more than, for instance, Ninja Turtles had, right? So,
Right.
yeah, I think just thinking Ninja Turtles is likely the set that was planned for that. One of the interesting things I've seen going around is that they did this remix artifact draft cube on Arena, which is something typically they do something like that when they think they're in a lower demand era. So I don't know if that's reflective of Ninja Turtle numbers on there or anything like that, but if it obviously is a topic of conversation given how poorly Spider-Man did on Arena when it released.
Or not,
Well,
definitively not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man did
My
not
bad.
release on Arena. Yeah.
Good point.
Spider-Man might have been more successful.
Oh yeah, you think? I think that of all the many things that people complain about, that's the one I'm most on board with. This Through the Omen Paths being really, really bad
For sure. I mean, original Strixhaven was also kind of a COVID set. It was spring of 2021, which for
Yeah.
most of the world was not a COVID set, but for America was a COVID set.
I mean, yeah, people still weren't really getting out that much. I mean, I certainly wasn't
2021
going
was
and drafting.
The first Magic event back after COVID was Vegas November 2021.
Which was definitely too soon, but that's okay.
Yes.
That event was something. I'll say that. That was something. Okay, well, good to know. So it's only the Emeritus of Ideation that is in fact serialized.
Yes, this is the headliner card of the set is this Emeritus of Ideation. You may have seen a leak of this card at some point across your social media feed or group chat. It is the card that has Ancestral Recall on it. One of the things in Mark Rosewater's teaser was that they had a cycle of cards that referenced a cycle of alpha cards. So we have Ancestral Recall, Giant Growth, probably a Healing Salve 1, a Lightning Bolt, and Dark Ritual. The Emeritus is the headliner. They have Mark Poole doing this borderless art that is not really borderless because it has a border, but it's textless. Serialized out of 500, like Bitter Bloom Bearer and Edgar Markov and Aether Spark and all them.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the old Cryptic Command textless frame. I love the art. I don't love the frame.
It's about where I am too. It just kind of feels anachronistic.
Yeah, the serial thing doesn't fit on the card frame very well. It's
Right.
like adding power into. There were textless creatures with power and toughness here, right? Like we had some for the Magic Player Awards.
Were there?
While Liz is looking that up, I will tell you how she is looking up these cards, which is with our sponsor, mtgband.com, that uses Scryfall syntax. mtgband.com is a data aggregate and biolist organizer. It's a bunch of things. It's a magic piece of wizardry that I can use to buy collections very fast. It has a collection uploader where you can upload like a Google Sheet or a Moxfield list or a Mana Box CSV or pretty much any data set you can think of. You can even just like paste a raw text file in there with some set codes if you're feeling barbaric, which sometimes people send you collections like that and sometimes you got to work with it. But Ban is able to parse that in a miraculous way somehow. It'll pull up all the data for every card in your list that you gave it, give you all the buy list prices individually. It has individual buttons, so you can like upload a CSV of 500 cards and be like, oh, these 300 cards are best to go to Card Kingdom. I'll click that button. It auto loads the cart. These ones go to Star City. I believe you have to manually load the cart for Star City, but it gives you a breakdown of the best buy list prices for your cards. So if you want to just like spend an afternoon scanning stuff in on your phone while you're watching Netflix, and then just bam, upload it to MTG Ban and get the best prices for your cards. Very, very easy to use, very, very clean UI. I used it for 4 years before they sponsored our podcast, and it has saved me hundreds, if not thousands of hours in my day-to-day life, just buying cards, selling cards. If I'm buying a high-end card, I can just look up the card really quick. It pulls up, oh, how much is Card Kingdom paying? What's retail? What's TCG low? Star City pricing? Card Kingdom. Harurui, it pulls Japanese and European prices for every condition. It just pulls everything. It's very, very clean, fast. MTGBand.com. Use promo code 50BSB. That is different from our original promo card because we had to make a new one. That is 50BSB for 50% off your first month at Ban.
And you get that after you get the free trial.
Yes, their service is technically on Patreon, so you go to patreon.com and then search Ban Arbitrage Network if you want to find it that way. And I believe the way Patreon works is like they give you a 1 week free trial within Patreon, so you can use that, see if you like it, and then if you do, you get a discount from us.
Yep. Reporting back, by the way, there were creatures in this frame. They were old tokens, and they still have the type line, which is part of why this looks odd to me, as I'm used to the type line being there.
That makes sense.
I just feel like if you're, I don't know, like, I guess this is meant to trigger that nostalgia feeling for the player rewards cards, but like, I feel like you just could have like gotten rid of the circular medallion and just gone full edge to edge art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
It looked a little more premium.
Well, it's also like among these headliner cards, it's going to stand out and be awkward as the one that doesn't, or that does have a border. Like Bitter Bloom Bearer doesn't have a border, Borderless Aether Spark, Borderless Edgar Markov, like all these that are just, this one feels weird. Maybe it's good, maybe the fact that it has Ancestral Recall Guy on it is a big draw. I mean, the serialized Bitter Bloom Bearer is one of the best serialized cards we've gotten in a very long time. I don't expect seeing this one. I mean, Mark Poole and Rebecca Guay are, I would say, at least on the same like level of echelon as MTG artists. Yeah. So, I don't. Yeah.
The formula of card with a unique frame, only one card per set, 500 of them, get a popular Magic artist, I think is a successful formula.
Yes,
I think so.
I think this card will be $2,000 plus for the serialized.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, like that to me is a successful headliner card, and that's kind of all that matters.
Yeah, Aether Drift is the stinker one, and the Bitter Bloom Bearer is like peak of the peak. I think it's real hard to do better than the Bitter Bloom Bearer.
Right.
And it's hard to do better than these Breaking Bulks.
Breaking Bulk time.
Well done.
Breaking Bulk music.
That was a DJ level transition, Corbin.
That was a pretty good one. Not as good as this Breaking Bulk, though.
For those who don't know, Breaking Bulk is a game where we mention attributes of cards that you should be picking out of your bulk to upload and scan to your phone and put into mtgband.com. So you can get those dollars and 50-cent pieces and that just turn your couple boxes of cards into a meaningfully larger amount of money that you can then spend on more Magic cards.
All right, and here's one you can find in Spider-Man. It's a blue uncommon.
Hide on the Ceiling?
It's a rare.
You're just naming shit, DJ?
Did I name the right shit?
Bro.
No, it's not that, and I did not know if that was a card in the set or DJ just naming things.
That is an actual card in the set that I know.
Cards are rare.
Oh, I don't. But like, sorry, I Corbined.
I don't know that one.
I don't know. You got it in the set. It's not quite a Corbin.
Spidey Sense is also a rare, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yes, Spider Sense is a rare.
Is it
this card
is
is
it a man or a spider?
I'll be honest with you, I cannot tell.
It's Danny DeVito. It's Man Spider.
It's actually both.
So it's a Spider-Man.
Peter Parker's bicycle. Now I'm just
I don't know how to answer that, Liz. It's a shapeshifter villain.
Hydro something. Hydro villain.
Hydro-Man's a rare. This is it's like it's Madam Web,
No, and you understand why I can't answer your questions when I tell you what the card is.
Wait. I'm doing this purely based off Spider-Man knowledge.
Oh my
Is
God.
it there's the chameleon in Spider-Man, so it's the chameleon.
JJ cheated. He knows what
card.
it is.
He
JJ
cheated because he came prepared.
I came prepared with knowledge of the comic book, but no knowledge of the set.
Okay.
It is
That is
chameleon.
not a spider, but it is a man.
It's chameleon master of disguise, but like it's a shapeshifter, right? So it actually is like literally a spider in the magic rules, you know?
He's a
so
chameleon.
Like,
it doesn't have changeling.
I know. It was impossible to answer the question.
Chameleons aren't shapeshifters. Instead, they do camouflage. Chameleon's a terrible name for this guy if he actually changes his form.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. I don't know. It's a shapeshifter villain. I didn't know how to answer that question. I agree with you.
Chameleons can't just be like, go gadget transform, I'm a car now.
I agree.
You wouldn't download a chameleon.
You would have downloaded Charmeleon. Oh, man. All right. Well, that was a great Breaking Bulk.
Corbin, tell us about this card. Why should we pick it out of bulk?
You should get your Charmeleons because they're $1. It's a 40-cent
They evolve into
buy list.
Charizard?
It's a 40-cent buy list to Card Kingdom. It might shapeshift into something else later on. Who knows?
So broadly speaking, clones are good and you should pick them out of bulk, probably.
Oh, I didn't read the card. Yeah, that's what it does. It's a clone. DJ's right, but it has mayhem.
I have a Wilds of Eldraine Red Rare.
Oof. Does that set have mice in it? Is that a mice thing?
No.
There's some mice in that set.
It has candy grab, candy apple. I remember that card.
Cheeky House Mouse is in that set. That's a fun card.
Mouse. That's
With
an
adventure
kind of
spell
fun.
of Squeak By.
Squeak by?
Squeak by.
What is the red rare in the set, though? That set was real forgettable.
Sunspine Lynx is Bloomburrow?
Bloomburrow. It's a calamity, bro. Come on.
What?
Invoke Calamity.
In Bloomburrow, the animals that are larger, that are like natural disasters, are called calamities, and that they're represented by elementals. That's why Beza's an elemental. It's why the...
Invoke.
Yeah, man, I know
Invoke
things.
Calamity.
I didn't
Invoke
read the
Calamity.
lore for Bloomburrow,
It's not
sorry.
Invoke Calamity. That's from Kamigawa.
Oh, that is a card. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm feeling sassy today. God
I guess
dang.
so. Shit.
Red Wilds of Eldraine Rare.
Eldraine's a fake ass set.
Court of Embereth?
No, that's a
guess.
commander card, I think.
Probably,
Oh,
but I'm
wow,
trying.
shaky.
Is it from the bone? Is it like a showcase bonus sheet kind of thing?
No, it is from Wilds of Eldraine. It is a creature with an adventure.
Kellen?
Is it the
Kellen's a good guess.
the pickaxe guy that adventures to Blood Rush or whatever?
Hear me
That's
out.
Throne of
Is it
Bone
Eldraine.
Kellen?
Crusher.
Is it Kellen?
Giant.
No, this is Wilds of Eldraine, not Throne of Eldraine.
I know.
I do love I think it's called Dwarven Pickaxe Miner or some shit. That guy rules. That card is awesome.
Yeah, that card's great.
I liked
Plus
Kellen.
no,
I thought Kellen
it
was
is
a good guess.
Scalding Viper. Technically a blue-red card, but technically a
Oh.
red card also.
It burns people.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-mana 2/1. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, it deals 1 damage to that player. And then the adventure side, Scheme Clean, for 1 and a blue, sorcery. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. It's a part of the blue-red prowess deck in Standard, seeing a decent bit of play. It's a bulk rare on TCG, and Card Kingdom will pay you 24 cents for it.
Yeah, they will.
Nice.
That's a win right there.
That is a traditional breaking bulk.
This looks like it should be from Strixhaven. I didn't know they had books on Eldraine. They can read over there?
Just because Oko doesn't do anything doesn't mean everybody else loafs around
Oko
all
does
day.
everything, JJ, for me.
I told you he's a grungler. He's bisexual.
You're going to say that? I knew I was inviting that one. All right, who's up? DJ, what do you got?
I am 0 for 2 so far, which means I need to win this for my pride, speaking of
Speaking
Corbin. And I have a...
Speaking of buy, you should buy these breaking bulks.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm bisexual. I like shopping.
I have a black rare from Baldur's Gate that is not a creature.
Band set.
Baldur's Gate? It does have a lot of
Brain
cards.
Stealer. Brain Stealer.
No.
Brain Stealer Dragon.
No.
Brain Gorger Dragon.
Nope. It is a very large set. That's fair.
Is this like black?
Did you say it's an
gate
enchantment?
something?
No, it's a sorcery. I'll narrow it down. It's a black sorcery. I'm that confident.
From
Is it a
what
cool
ass?
set?
This is
Baldur's
stupid
Gate.
ass set, man. No one
Is this
knows what's in
Syrian's
this
Thirst?
set.
No. Good. That's a good guess.
Return to Asteria.
No.
Alright. I'm pulling up the set list for this one because you're cheating.
It is a band set.
We're just banning sets now, I guess.
I mean,
Baldur's
that's
Gate's just, like,
been the
uniquely
tradition of this
frustrating.
game. For
It
the
is a very large
beginning.
set. That is a fair critique.
Call to the Void.
No.
Crippling Fear.
No.
Oh, is it from the Catacombs?
It is from the Catacombs.
I played that card in Legacy recently. It rules.
You played this in
I
Legacy?
cheated to get there, to be clear. It triggers up the beanstalk,
That...
and then you can escape it over and over again. It's like all your creatures become Uro.
Cards
There's one
costing
way-
5 being good because of Beanstalk is so silly, but that's where we're at. From the Catacombs is a 5-mana sorcery. Put target creature from any graveyard onto the battlefield under your control with a corpse counter on it. You take the initiative. If that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. I guess this is before they invented finality counters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as Liz said, it has escape for 5 mana, so you can beans it until the day you die from decking out. Yeah, from the Catacombs, roughly $1. I get them in bulk rares sometimes, and then my Roga pulls them out and makes me feel smart for knowing the card is worth money.
I've got one for you all here.
Please tell me it's a Spider-Man card for Corbin to just get fucked.
It has sort of spider-like creatures on it. It's a
Sure.
green instant from Future Sight.
Fucking what? Okay.
Sprout Swarm?
Withstand Fate.
Liz got it there. It's Sprout Swarm. Yeah, this card has jumped immensely lately.
Yeah, the new Witherbloom dragon from Strixhaven goes infinite with it.
I just passed over some Sprout Swarms in bulk. Fuck me.
Oh my god, this card is
CK
expensive.
buying them at $2 a pop now.
I think I passed over one. I feel dumb.
This card was
Every single...
a pick without this spike happening. This card has always been worth money.
This card rules.
It's always been right on the line. Yeah.
Isn't it a popper card, too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or at least used to be, or whatever.
But that
It
can
has
evoke plus
spider-like
buyback.
creatures on it.
Yep. And then fuels itself to then buy it back again.
There are various
if
times.
any of you youngins find yourself at a Future Sight draft, this card is unbeatable.
That's
Actually unbeatable.
funny-
Just
The funny thing about Future Sight Limited is that this card's unbeatable, and also Nakata War Pride is unbeatable. Both green cards.
yep.
It's
I played
wild
a
how much.
lot of
Good.
Times Sparrow block drafts. I played a lot of Times Sparrow block drafts, guys.
They're so much better at designing limited sets now. Nakata War Pride, by the way, also a pick. It's $1.
Yeah, it has the word cat on it.
Yeah.
Do you remember Dreamscape Artist Gang?
I do remember the
Is that
blue one.
Shards of Alara blue one that bounces the
Times
creature?
Spiral.
No, it's from Time Sparrow. Yeah.
Is this coming to play and bounce a creature you control, I think?
No, it's 2 mana for a 1/1. You can pay 2 and a blue, tap it to sack a land, search library for 2 basic lands. And put it on the
this
battlefield.
one.
It's just repeatable
Yeah.
hero.
The Harrow spell shaper.
Notably, look it up on mtgband.com. It's got the gold star next to it. CKLP at 3 cents for a copy of Dreamscape Artist. Secret Breaking Bulk.
Breaking bulk. All right. Well, there you go, everybody. Break all of the bulk.
Also,
That's
incredible
fun.
flavor text. He's mastered the art of sleight of land.
That is
That is good.
incredible flavor text.
I like that.
All-timer card, really.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Well, good one. Good one, JJ. And if you were playing along at home and you got any more of those than we did, then good job. But I'm willing to bet no one did because those were impossible. Except for maybe Sprout Swarm.
So rude to JJ for no reason.
God damn!
Listen, I'll take it.
Sprout Swarm is a good one. But, like, that was the only guessable one, is what I'm saying.
The only guessable one. Get good. Skill issue.
For sure.
Real skish you,
Skish you.
if you will.
Corbin's skill unmaxing.
Minning? Skill minning?
Skill
Corbin's
minning,
actually
yeah.
maxing.
If only there were words with the opposite of maximum. If only the English language could contain the duality of...
I'm actually slot minning right now. I'm actually reading French philosophy exclusively. No more slot for me, only simulacra and simulation. Don't read this. It's impenetrable. They banned 7 cards, guys. You'll hear about this?
In Flesh and Blood?
In Riftbound.
In One Piece? Oh.
That was a good burn, Corbin. Thank you. I
Well,
deserve
Flesh
that.
and Blood did just ban some cards.
Oh. Didn't ask, don't care, tits bounce when I walk, etc.
All very fair. Riftbound is going through it, it seems like, though. Not in necessarily a bad way, but in like a... Well, listen, like in like a finding their footing kind of way, right? Like they're going through the expected challenges you go through as you release a second set and develop your game, etc.
Listen, Riftbound is just trying to make Magic players feel nostalgic because the first 2 free spells they printed in their game were Giant Growth and Ancestral Recall.
Which one of those was better?
Turns out Ancestral Recall.
So it's kind of Ancestral Recall. It's actually just Dig Through Time for no mana. It looks at like about 8.5 cards equivalent of your... It looks at 10% of your deck, or like more than 10% of your deck. It lets you stack the bottom of your deck because eventually you're going to draw the whole thing. They banned that. They banned 4 cards, 3 battlefields. They're just like, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna make this right.
Oh, damn.
And I love it.
That's
I wasn't
a lot.
expecting them to ban that many cards.
I think that they would rather overcorrect going into the next set of regionals than undercorrect and Draven still be a problem. And then they can always move things off.
Good.
They can always move things off later. Like, I would rather them
Right.
overcorrect now.
I also think it's cool that they have Called Shot as this can be the brainstorm of our Eternal format someday, where it's like, it's the broken thing you get to do when you play Eternal Riftbound.
Yeah.
Also,
Do you
the
think
joke I was
that-
making was that yellow cards got unbanned yesterday, and that was actually what happened.
Is this just like an entire color that was previously bad that is now playable? Is that the...
Well,
Yeah,
just
yellow cards
there
were
wasn't
basically
any card
unplayable.
draw worthwhile. Like,
Right.
your best card draw requires you to sacrifice a creature.
So
And for
what
the Magic players out there who are not playing Riftbound, what is yellow in our color pie?
It's kind of white. Kind of
Yeah.
red. It's like soldiers
order.
and removal spells and...
Yeah.
So my thought
order.
is on this: are these cards were the cards that were banned? Maybe not like all of them, but were they mistakes or were they overtuned? If that makes sense.
So-
like, did they not see these?
Called
Did they
shot.
not see it coming, or was it just too good?
So I think a lot of it is, they have a play design team now. They have people who are really good at making cards, making the cards now. And that's not to say that the original team wasn't skilled or anything. The game is really fun. I think going into set 3, they just wanted to say, hey, we want every card that we touch now to be something that we design, basically. Like something that a paradigm that we've created. I think the cards they banned are the most broken card in any card game ever, an enabler that was only going to get worse with time, which is Scrap Heap, a champion that's a little bit too strong, just like a commander an Edgar Markov type thing, where it's like, if it starts in the commands on every game, you're just so far ahead. A card that basically made 2 colors unplayable just because it was like structurally really efficient at doing something that was probably needed to be a little weaker. And then the 3 battlefields they banned are just things that warped every game that they were involved in so much. I really think it was set 3 is clearly weaker than sets 1 and 2. Let's just make everything on a level playing field and get rid of the biggest problems.
Well, and they've been pretty open about saying, like, we haven't even gotten to the point in production timeline where the first set had even released yet. So
Right.
all of these were printed before the first set was in players' hands to play with.
Yeah.
So, like, we're still dealing with, like, a pipeline that, like, they didn't necessarily have, you know, the masses grinding against it for hundreds of hours to figure out how they could break, detonate, or whatever.
It turns out that your play design team, no matter how good they are, is going to be weaker than the unwashed masses all working together. And now every person who designs Riftbound gets to be like, 1 mana draw 2 is probably a banned text box for now. Basically, regardless of the other costs.
It's like very understandable in a new card game to have to make that large of a correction. I'm also glad they did it. It is interesting. Like it does great on me whenever I see a post from a Magic player or somebody who is a disgruntled Magic player who's always like, other card games got it all figured out. Why does Magic have to ban cards? And it's just so frustrating because it's like, we do this every year. Like, you know, Artifacts coming any day now. Artifacts really gonna change things. Like, we just do this every few years. It's so dumb. And there's nothing, it's obviously not about Riftbound. Like, this is what you go through with every card game. Like, it's normal and good. And especially in today's world, I would say it's more about, as a company, how you manage and respond and package these type of things than it is the fact you have to do them in the first place. It's not a failure.
Riftbound is making, the company line is very clear. We are interested in people playing this game, and we are willing to make sacrifices to make sure that's what's happening. And, like, banning cards is bad for the bottom line. In a perfect world, when you design games, you never have to ban cards, right? Like, it costs money to ban cards. But they're committed to Riftbound being the best game it can be, which I think 7 cards really loudly declares, hey, we're going to lose some money on this. All that we care about is making sure that you get to have fun. And that's really good for player sentiment.
It's also a company that historically, in all of their games, has had the ability to turn the dial on anything they release that is over or undertuned.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, whoops, Yumi is not like, I guess Yumi is the only example of the thing that they wish they could unprint, but like every other champion or even cards in like Legends of Runeterra, like you can just turn Atrocity down to 7 mana and it's fine.
Right.
But like every other card in this game is like you don't just get to do that, so
yeah, well, and I kind of look at design in this light as sort of similar as how I look at editing or writing, you know, as a professional writer and editor. Your mistake rate will never be 0%.
Yes.
It's just about minimizing your mistakes. And just that, I believe that paradigm shift inside of a company, and maybe it matters with like the bosses of the people making those choices, right? Like the idea that, hey, we have to ban something doesn't mean you failed or are bad at your job. It is a thing that happens sometimes, and it is, you have to look at a longer term to see what your rate is. So
it also, to me, when you print a card like a card that makes Pot of Greed look like Divination, like, they're not going to make that mistake again for at least 5 years. Like, it's so hard to print anything remotely close to that shape, basically ever again, because it's just like, oh, it's called Shot again. Until it's a nostalgia thing, and then you're like, ooh, it's Ancestral Recall on a creature, and you're like, you know, printing serialized cards and $1 billion companies.
Well, and it's Saffron Olive made a tweet the other day that was quoting Wizards saying that they were getting better at designing for 3-year standard. And his tweet was something like, oh, I'm glad to hear they're getting better, but after 33 years, you'd think they'd already be pretty good at it. And it's like, that is not, I mean, yes, sure, whatever, that's true or whatever, but like, it's not, the idea to look at design is not that you're going to hit some threshold of perfection at which point you just coast forever. You should always be encountering new challenges and trying to get better, and things should be changing. And it kind of goes along with like banning cards. Like, there's obviously lines to all of this, but I think what the community seems to be asking for from Wizards, and I think Riftbound seems
if your game is balanced forever
it well.
perfectly, it just dies. Like,
exactly. Right. It's to be responsive to these things and community to keep an open about them as they go on, rather than bury your head in the sand or whatever. Okay. All right. Well, that's a good topic. That's fun. I love these larger discussions about the card games because there's so many in the space. And now that I'm at the LGS 3-4 nights a week, I have a lot of eyes on sort of the other communities a little bit more. So always interesting discussions. And now it is time to wrap up this week with some picks of the week.
Pick of the week, pick of the week, pick of the week. Time for the pick of the week.
To give you some cards that we think are undervalued, going up in price, that we have looked up on MTG Ban or anywhere else you might be interested in looking
I have to go
up
last.
cards. All right, DJ's going to have to go last.
My pick of the week comes with an additional group discussion.
Okay, fair enough.
My pick of the week this week, a classic, an all-timer, Relic of Progenitus. Guess what? The red-white mechanic in this set is whenever a card leaves your graveyard again. Relic of Progenitus removes one card from your graveyard every turn, or all of the cards one time. Wow, it works with new set mechanic. Relic of Progenitus to the moon. Yay!
I do love Relic Progenitus. All right, I've got a pretty straightforward one as well. Call of the Ring. I don't know if you all know this, remember this one.
It's Phyrexian Arena.
It was kind of unbeatable in Limited. And it has recently gone from about $3 to about $5. I think it's probably going to be $10. It's a 2-mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. The ring tempts you, and therein lies the power of the card. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may 2 life if you do draw a card. So as DJ said, it's kind of like an arena, but it also triggers whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, so anything else triggers it as well. It also just does this thing where the ring tempts you at the beginning of every upkeep, which is a mechanic that itself has power with or synergy with other cards. So as we look ahead to possible The Hobbit stuff this summer, maybe we'll get a straight reprint of something like Call of the Ring or whatever, but assuming they actually don't just straight run back the ring bearer mechanic or the tempt you mechanic or anything like that.
That was going to be my question, because this is, I believe, widely regarded as one of the least fun and most convoluted game mechanics. It's up there with like Storm and Day and Night and Epic in terms of just...
It sucks.
The dungeon, whatever it was.
So do we revisit it for the sake of continuity, or do we scrap it and try again? Which, to be like, again, the precedent here is Innistrad and Werewolves, and when they tried to scrap it and try again, they made it way worse. So
kinda. They fixed the problem they were trying to solve with the original mechanic by creating new ones, and now you just have 2 unplayable decks. As someone who tried to build a werewolf.
So I'm not answering the question. I'm just asking, like, people who are good at game design, like, is this, what do you do here?
I don't think they run it back. I do think and I think that causes cards like Call of the Ring to spike. Because they're just still Lord of the Rings.
The fact they had to print a token with a tear-off tab at the bottom is, like, radioactive.
Yeah.
That was a terrible mechanic, in my opinion.
It was really rough. The set was, like, pretty cool overall. That mechanic was real bad.
As someone who chaos drafted with Lord of the Rings packs 3 weeks ago, I can tell you that all of us had to pull up what the ring tempting you was on our phones and have it to look at it as we were drafting and as we were playing games, because nobody knew off the top of their head. That said, I would not be surprised for them to not try to reinvent the wheel on it, though. Like, just leave the ring tempting you as text. I don't know. It feels...
Why has that even got to be a mechanic?
Because the ring still tempts people in The Hobbit.
They can just do a different mechanic that references the ring tempting you. Like,
Really, the ring's only going to tempt, like, a handful
It doesn't
of
tempt
people?
anybody. Just to clarify, having just read it doesn't tempt anyone in The Hobbit, because no one knows about it except Bilbo and Gandalf, and eventually the dwarves find out, but they don't like it. There's not really a lot of ring centric.
but like
plot. You could have
plot, so they could easily just not have that in the set. Like, they could have things referencing the ring without feeling like they need to do a ring tempts you mechanic, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. When you like Call of the Ring, do you prefer the showcase one with the scroll art, or
no? Just get the base version.
Just keep the base version.
Well, the other one is $10 right now. The showcase one, the showcase scrolls one. Frankly, that might be undervalued because some of those showcase scrolls cards have gone pretty expensive. But like, generally, just like getting the base version on stuff, just because that's what always SEO hits first. and starts to move. Like it's just more consistent. It's gonna look better, and if you're someone who maybe a little getting deep into the weeds, but like say your intended out is to buy lists or something, right? Sometimes you do better on like say the list printings Card Kingdom does great on, but sometimes you just want that base version that's going to do the most volume for an algorithm.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Am I last? Or Corbin, do you usually go?
I did call the ring.
Yeah.
Did Liz go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was yours? I'm sorry, I didn't write it down.
Relic of Progenitus.
Relic of Progenitus, yeah. I was on the wrong tab and then I lost it. Okay.
All right, I am
DJ,
posting my link to my pick of the week in the text channel.
His job is tables.
Liz knows what I'm talking
Don't
about.
ask about the tables.
Because this was posted in the Discord server in MTG Ban as a bit. Kind of as a bit, but I have faith in it, so I will read this tweet verbatim. This is the easiest side hustle ever. Pick up a couple of these being 8-foot tables at Costco. Post on Facebook Marketplace and rent out for about $15 each. We rent them out almost every week from now through the end of summer. They're on sale at Costco. We just picked up a couple more. You won't get rich with 8 tables, but it's about as passive income as you can get. And then he quote tweets himself with a 8-point guide, responding sort of like an FAQ on the art of table renting.
People are always getting them so dirty. Like, I don't want to say this, but it's like they threw them in mud. He replies, we've only ever had to do a quick wipe down. No issue so far with breaking them, or really dirty ones. Someone properly responds, the coordination of renting them out for the amount of money for me is not worth the effort, along with all the other low margin profits that you might be juggling.
But like Corbin, you have driven 5 rows of bulk to people for less money than these tables would bring in, right?
There's a difference, and the difference is that after the bulk is gone, it's no longer in my home, and the table has to come back.
But you can make them
sell
return
the bulk again.
You can make them
Sell
return the table
infinite times.
I understand.
Right.
Your job could be tables.
Rent-seeking behavior, obviously good for everybody.
Yeah, you could grind out tables. I mean, to be fair, I have a buddy who has an equipment rental company, and they rent out tables sometimes.
I
Basically
was
the same thing.
Am I crazy for considering this as a realistic option? That's the question.
Yeah,
DJ,
but if you're gonna,
what?
tables,
If
if you're gonna have tables, you're gonna have to then move into bounce houses and folding chairs.
That's probably a good gig.
Okay, Mr. Slippery Slope.
No, it's a bounce house, not a slip and slide.
Mr.
Yeah,
Give a
the
Mouse a
difference
cookie over here.
Give you a piece of worldly advice here, Deej, okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to stop thinking about tables. You're going to get off this podcast. You're going to go upstairs. You're going to kiss your wife. And you're going to say, honey, I'm going to have a good life. And you're not going to rent tables. You got a million other things you could do on there, so buddy. You could be climbing rocks. You could be selling magic cards. You could be... Can we get
Very
like a
valid
beep over
points.
that? You could be at a show. You could be pitching mtgband.com on Brainstorm Brewery, your favorite Magic the Gathering finance podcast. JJ gets it. Don't rent tables, gang. If we're gonna do something like this, we should like really. It's a timeshare for trap houses.
So, I think that there are worse first jobs a teenager could do than renting tables.
Sure.
Right? Like,
Can you imagine tapping your cat and being like, "Yeah, I got this side hustle where I rent out tables."
Would this guy on X.com with an American
cards.
flag in his profile picture to steer me wrong, though?
We sell magic cards, y'all.
Well,
we
I
got
own
no
a
room
small
to
business.
Talk. Well, so do
We're
we.
the
That's not
Gym
the
of
point. We
Fairfax.
all do that. We all do that. So does Hunter shitting in a wark and his little fake account here. Okay, he owns a table business.
His account is not fake. In fact, he has moved on from table rentals. He is now melting crack.
Wait, shit, I'm back in.
October 27th, 2025. Hunter posts. This Thursday was my first crack melting job.
We are so back in.
I gotta
This
get some
is,
tape.
I'm gonna, redacted, took way too long and has been underestimated. My melter took too long to heat up and expect better profits with better melter.
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah.
So are we just like buying crack and then melting it, and that's the job?
No.
DJ, did you have a
apparently-
non-tables pick?
I do have a non-tables pick, actually.
Okay, because I've written in tables into the spreadsheet that our Patreons who go to patreon.com/PSB get early access to. I'm not sure what set code to put. Maybe LOW. Okay. LOW is the set code for tables.
Yeah. Lords
what's
of Lows.
Costco's stock ticker abbreviation? Like
CSC, CTC, maybe CSC? I don't know.
So, Killian, Decisive Mentor, is the Orzhov face commander in the new Strixhaven set. He deals with putting enchantments into play and then enchanting other people's creatures with auras, similar to Ariette of the Ariette of the Charmed Apple from Wilds of Eldraine. So you're putting auras on things, you're drawing cards, you're goading things, and you're doing Orzhov enchantment shenanigans. A very affordable card that used to be very expensive, that was in Commander Wilds of Eldraine as its last reprint, is Core Spirit Dancer. This card is like $3. It is a 2-mana, used to be modern playable creature, I will add, for all of you Zoomers out there. Gets 2/2/2 for each aura attached to it, but the important part is casting auras draws you cards. This card has spiked up a little bit in the past like week and a half, presumably since Killian got previewed. Can be found for around $3. If you can get these for $3 and just hold on to them, they will continue to print aura-themed commanders, even if Killian doesn't make this go gangbusters. And then you can eventually sell your Core Spirit Dancers for $10. Like
It's
you
sad
could
that
in
that's
like
not worth
2013, baby.
Yeah, exactly. It's sad that is not worth much anymore.
Remember
Crazy.
Boggles?
I literally, how I just found this to refresh myself on it, is I Googled 2018 Boggles to find a list. Oh, man. All right. Well, I think that wraps it on a very eclectic episode of Brainstorm Brewery, everybody. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed the after hours if you go to patreon.com/BSB and get those. And thank you, everyone, for hanging on our Discord. Somebody come into my store the other day, a regular, said that he discovered the podcast, did not realize it was me, and joined the Patreon. So hopefully he doesn't quit now that he knows, but welcome in. So
Check out our
thank
very
you.
special April Fool's episode that came out earlier this week.
Hey, JJ, make sure you send the file to yourself, okay?
Yeah, I don't want to forget.
Good point.
Bye!
See you next
Bye.